What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here. We are back with our Tales of Crestoria video. So, we have some new news in the game about the next set of upcoming content, which is going to be here in just a little over a day. Well, actually, it's like a day and a half now. We are getting our next side story. Funny enough, as I was just talking about that in a video, that I thought that we might get a side story this month instead of a main chapter, since we did just get two main chapter parts back to back. And usually when a main chapter is done, as we can kind of see here, if you go to the story and just back out a little bit, it's always main chapter, side story, main chapter, side story, etc., etc. So we have 4 so far, so the 5th one is going to be for Luke here. And I do want to quickly say, some people are kind of wishing we could get side stories for characters who haven't been introduced yet. But we're not going to. By the way, I guess I just spoiled something if you're looking at the main screen right now, about a unit I have now. We'll talk about that here in a second. But yeah, so it's always going to be a character that's already been introduced. So characters like Vague, Raid. We did see Lloyd and company, so we could get a side story for them, even though they weren't really introduced to the main cast. I feel like actually that's probably a bit iffy until we actually see Lloyd interact with Kanata and them. We're probably not going to see them get a side story, but you get my point. Characters who have already interacted with Kanata and Co. are going to be the ones who get side stories so we can fully see what they do in this world. So let's take a look here at Luke's stuff. Side story Luke added. Who is that atonement for? So Luke's side story is going to be playable starting on the 24th at reset. Which is basically what? That's Thursday. So what we'll do is even though it's not a main story chapter, we'll still live stream this. Probably on, so since it goes live Thursday morning, probably Thursday night, I'll probably set up a live stream to cover that. So that'll be pretty fun there. On his journey of atonement, Luke is rescued from monsters by a spear-wielding woman. She had been pursuing him for some time, but why? There is a chance that Alicia could... that the spear-wielding woman obviously being Alicia. There is a chance that Alicia is from the village that... and, you know, to kind of further talk about it, Luke's atonement is for what happened in the village. They accidentally caused so much trouble for because Luke's... it was like his uncle or something in this world was just basically wanting to take out the other village and just use Luke for those means. But it's possible that Alicia is from that village. Maybe she was just away at the time and is wanting him to pay for what he did. So we might see some kind of... Which is pretty cool. Luke and Alicia interactions will be very interesting because even though Luke is now understanding that what he did is wrong and he can't be the stuck-up punk, he's still not... He's still, you know, a kid who was a rich boy, essentially. So there is probably still going to be more development to be had here, where he's, like, not understanding everything. But, you know, we've got characters like Gar and Muse here as well, so it looks like it'll be an interesting side story, that's for sure. And then by the end of it, I'm still hoping Luke cuts his hair, but I know that the gacha games tend to sell more when it's long-haired Luke. Even though it seems like a lot of fans in the West prefer short-haired Luke, it seems Japan loves long-haired Luke, so I'm not expecting him to ever cut his hair in Crestoria as much as I will. We might get a variant of him that's summonable, but I don't think, for the actual story purposes, that we'll see him cut his hair. But, so yeah, by the end of this whole thing, it may be like the main group might be, you know, these 4 characters we see here, you know, palling around together, kind of like how we have several groups kind of going around together. You know, we have Cress's group, which is Cress, Mint, Emil, and Marta. You know, they're going around trying to take out those factories and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see where this kind of leads up to. And then, of course, there will be opening missions for this. So if you complete the side story within the first 2 weeks here, then you will get an extra 500 Gleamstones, which is pretty nice to do. It's incentive for you to play through the story immediately. Even if you're not someone who really reads the story that much, I feel like it's still a pretty important thing to do. But other than that, I think that's pretty much everything here. So we have this on the 24th, and then I said I would talk about this in a second, and I will. We have 7 days left for the Micleo and Colette banner. So roughly around the, actually probably exactly at the 30th should be when we see a new banner. So, you know, 5 or 6 days after the side story. So if you've been saving for a while, maybe there will be something for you, which I think this week we should probably get a teaser for it, probably closer to the end of the week. You know, maybe around Thursday or Friday, they might start posting on Twitter about what the next banner is going to be, but we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so before we get out of here, let me just talk about the elephant in the room, the Micleo you see on your screen. So I got enough to do another multi. Originally, I wasn't going to summon anymore because I was like, you know what? I did my 3 multis. You know, I think I'm good. But I was like, you know what? I have enough. I'm probably not going to summon for at least a month or two. You know, I really want to just like save unless like something really comes around. So I threw a multi. And for the first time ever in this game, I got my first triple SSR multi. And what actually happened was when I did the multi, I saw 2 rainbows. The first rainbow ended up being Crest. The second rainbow ended up being Velvet. And then I was like, okay, that's all I'm getting. So I click skip. Then right before I click out of the summon screen, I look at the bottom left. And I think it was like the 6th unit in my multi was Micleo. So that means one of the other rares or SRs in the multi had changed into an SSR. So it's my first triple SSR multi. So that was pretty nice. You know, I'll definitely take the dupes for... I wish Velvet had been like Saray or Zelos so I could actually have another wind unit. Because now, looking at my account, you know, you see we have 3 fire, we have 4 earth, we have 3 water, we have 3 light, and we have 4 dark for SSRs. And we're still stuck with just 1 wind. So, you know, maybe next time when we have an actual wind EX banner, maybe I just try and go crazy for that or something. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that. But yeah, I do have Micleo, so that brings my water units up to 3, which is pretty nice to kind of have there. So now it's just I'm going for wind right now. Until I get 3 wind, wind is going to be my main focus for a good while. But I'd say my account is looking pretty nice with what I have right now. But I guess we'll get to showcase Micleo here in the upcoming story chapter. Because I don't really have a reason to use him right now because the current raid is useful for light units. So not exactly Micleo's area of expertise. But that's going to be it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the upcoming Luke side story. Let me know who you want to see get a side story after Luke of characters we've already seen so far. Most likely it would be, you know, a character who's been kind of prevalent in the story at a certain point. You know, it was interesting we got Farah for a side story first before we got Raid, but, you know, anything like that could happen. They could pick a side character instead of a main one at any time. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I will see you all on the live stream on Thursday night. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time.